Now to the US, and the world had never heard of the small village of Sandy Hook in the American state of Connecticut until 10 years ago today. That was when a gunman broke into the local primary school, shooting dead 20 of the village's young children, together with 6 members of staff. Never again was the cry then. Well, today, President Biden wrote that America needed to finish that undone work. Our correspondent, Robert Moore, who reported on that story 10 years ago today, has been back to speak to 2 families of those who died.
I keep hearing shooting. I keep hearing popping.
That December day 10 years ago, America confronted the unimaginable.
There's still shooting going on, please.
A heavily armed gunman on the loose inside a primary school. On this grim anniversary, Sandy Hook remains a community that is left to mourn the children and teachers lost that day. Those like 6-year-old Catherine, who had a passion for all animals. Her mother is now focused on spreading kindness.
It's hard to begrudge humanity. One person wreaked havoc on my family. It doesn't mean that the thousands of other people that I come in contact with are bad. It's one person.
Daniel was known as the little boy who had limitless empathy.
And Daniel had a spectacular smile.
Yes, always.
His father, Mark Barden, says he too has embraced a positive outlook on life.
It's important for us to remember collectively as a society, in the face of what this just tragic news constantly, is that there is more goodness and there is such great will to do good.
Jenny has dedicated these last 10 years to building an animal sanctuary on this land just outside of Sandy Hook.
We came to support a bipartisan proposal.
And Mark has devoted his time campaigning for gun reform, a task that can seem hopeless at times.
But the progress is happening at a glacial pace. It's just agonizingly slow.
The parallel tragedy of Sandy Hook is that for all of the heartbreak, across America, very little changed. And that became shockingly clear just 7 months ago. The attack on the Texas school in Uvalde this summer
He's inside the school shooting at the kids.
reminded America that Sandy Hook was not unique, that similar tragedies can and do happen.
Uvalde hit hard. My heart broke in knowing that I knew what they were walking into. And it's dark and it's daunting.
And other daily gun tragedies are barely reported.
Our cities are suffering urban violence and shootings, and people are dying by gun violence in our cities every single day.
26 stars on the fire station roof mark the lives lost a decade ago. And a newly opened memorial is where still grieving families can come to reflect. This remains the small town in Connecticut that witnessed the worst of America and sought to project the very best. Robert Moore, News at 10, Sandy Hook.